name's Sterling Ball, and I'm the luckiest guy in the world, and I get to make Music Man basses and get to play with people like this occasionally, and hopefully get to interact with our customers out there. All right, Dave, what Music Man do you use primarily?
The Bongo is my main go-to bass, but lately I've been using, in the studio I've been using the 25th. 25th is just, what can I say, it records so amazing. It's I hate to use the other guy's name, but it's like a P-bass on steroids. It's what a P-bass should have always been. It's one of the sounds that can get a ton of sounds, but it just really, as this bass does, lays in the track really well with a lot of different styles of music. So those two. I have a Sterling, and I use the Sterling live quite a bit. It's really compact and great feeling, but this is really my favorite. That was not bright to Leo. Listen to that old smoothie, he'd say. And when you went into Leo's lab, he'd take a giant screwdriver, put it on this big stainless steel bridge, and make you push it against the cartilage of your ear and hit the string and feel it vibrating. And it'd be like his mom made him an apple pie. I mean, this was the greatest thing he could ever have, was putting the cartilage. So he was replicating that. And what happened to him, what really caused Music Man to fail, was the guitar he made was so horrendously bright that nobody could play it. The Strat was too, but people didn't understand that was smooth to Leo. But the fact that he was hard of hearing shaped popular music as we know it today. Okay? And I swear to you, it's a story you won't hear. And one of the things why I'm talking so much is that I'm one of the last guys that was there. I'm 54, but I was there since I was 4 years old. And I saw the first Jaguar. I saw all this stuff. And but I mean, popular music was shaped because Leo Fender couldn't hear the high end. And you couldn't give away a Strat in the 50s. Okay, people wanted a Telly. 58 Les Pauls. You know why a 58 Les Paul is so expensive? Because it was an absolute failure. So they didn't make many of them. Okay? And that's the thing, is that unfortunately now Les Paul's dead. I mean, they're all dead, you know. And Les Paul is considered the second or first father of the electric guitar, but really, in his heyday, when he was driven as an endorsee and they were making tools for him, they were terrible sellers. It was an off-balance, heavy guitar. And now it's the Holy Grail, but nobody ever thinks that it's the Holy Grail only because it was really a complete failure. So that's why sometimes when you look at something different, don't be afraid to try it. I don't want to say that your Bongo might be a Les Paul. Your Bongo might end up being pretty significant, but it was maybe in the early days not a big seller. I think it's funny that all the video that's out there now and all the YouTube, but it's a great way of spreading the word. And it's a great way of telling the story, and it's a great way of personalizing the philosophy. And really in our business, it's a great way to actually let people know that you actually do have a story and do have a philosophy, and it's not commerce and branding. It's about creating and supporting. Bongo was an interesting thing because I did that behind everybody's back at the start of it. I went to BMW Design Works and said I need some design concepts, because basically I felt like we were getting stale. And I think basically our business industry is kind of stale in that
there's very little. I like to say on our forum that we have separation anxiety with 1953. If 1953 never happened, we'd be messed up. Because there wouldn't be a precision bass, there wouldn't be a Strat, there wouldn't be all this. And what will we have done? Because we've kind of cling to that. And some people think that it's because the musicians won't accept anything different. And I really believe it's because our industry hasn't done enough to bring enough choices and try and push it. The problem is, as an instrument builder and designer, you have to design within, either if you're a bolt-on, within a Strat shape or a Strat balance point or precision or jazz, and you've got ultimate freedom as long as the strap buttons are here, okay? As long as the weight and balance. And so with the Bongo, I was trying to do something different and also trying to shake it up. Dudley Gimple, who has been my design partner for almost 26 years, who I think is the most talented man since Leo Fender. I think Dudley has an understanding of tone, has an understanding of design, and he's a gifted man. And you guys all have had a chance to work with him. I think you can back that up. It's 26 years and I've never had a disagreement. I mean, all of these instruments
Not even about the costumes he wears at NAMM?
I make him wear those. But I was just figuring, Dudley had this neodymium pickup that actually he got into neodymium because we were working with Mark Bass before they existed. Which Mark Bass, by the way, Marco of Mark's Bass, is one of the biggest geniuses in the entire business too. You put Dudley and Marco together and you've got Christmas 364 days a year for your ears. These guys understand it. But I wanted to break down some things and I wanted to challenge them. So I brought the Bongo, and it was supposed to be renewable materials because I felt like, number one, I wanted to control resonance. Number two, I wanted to figure out how to make a guitar so where country of origin would be less important. If we could find materials where we knew that every time they'd have the same weight and balance and resonant, and I didn't have to paint them with 17 to 27 coats of toxic paint and buff them for 45 minutes, maybe making them in America would be competitive to somewhere else. Well, I spent a lot of money to find out the wood is the most resonant, wood is still the best. Every year and a half I undergo the study. I just finished it again. There's only one thing I found now is this wheat board, which is compressed wheat. It's pretty good. But anyway, the Bongo was taking a chance and shaking it up, and conventional retails tried to kill it. Some of the forums have tried to kill it, and the problem is every day somebody becomes a bongoloid, is what we call them. And I'm most proud of the Bongo because it is different, and we could have played it safe. I could have, the puck stops here. It could have been a lot more successful if I wasn't so stubborn. It wasn't determined to try and take this great preamp electronics and pickups and package it in something equally unique.